And right now, police searching for a man and woman who apparently tried to break into a liquor store earlier this morning. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres is there on scene for us, and some damage, but they never made it inside.
No, they never did. That's the biggest word, is really they tried to break in, but again, was very unsuccessful for this. Again, Metro Police are looking for a man and woman after they tried to shatter their way in, try to break into this glass window. As you can see, it is shattered. You can still see some of the hits, the marks left behind by the man and the woman who police say were wearing ski masks during the time. Right now, we don't know exactly what was used to try to break the window, but again, they were determined. The surveillance video showing one of the suspects even trying to kick it in, but again, they were just very unsuccessful. Right now, that is boarded up by that wood panel behind the window, and there are some pieces of the glass still on the ground. Again, police are looking for a man and a woman. Right now, that's really all the description that they are giving, but this happened just around 2 o'clock this morning, and so far, they're still searching for them. This is, to be exact, at the discount tobacco and beer store on Nolensville Pike in Lenox Village. And at this point, they say one of the suspects was wearing a black shirt, the other wearing a pink shirt. And again, they were wearing ski masks trying to break in. But again, very unsuccessful this morning. Any other updates, we'll make sure to pass it along. For now, we're reporting live in Lenox Village. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD. All
right. Matthew, thank you. And new this morning for you. A woman is getting checked out after she says that she was sexually assaulted near a gas station. It happened near the MAPCO on Lebanon Pike just before 2 o'clock. She ran into that station where an employee locked the door and called 911. So far, no more details are coming out. As soon as they are, we will pass those on to you. New this morning, a man is behind bars accused of hitting his daughter with a cattle prod. Joe Green Jr. was arrested yesterday. The TBI says the incident happened last Saturday at his parents' house in Pleasant Shade. He allegedly hit his 10-year-old daughter several times with that cattle prod. He's charged with child abuse and being held on a $15,000 bond. A Kentucky mom will likely spend the rest of her life in jail. Lucy Spears out of Scottsville, Kentucky, was sentenced to 20 years in prison for killing her son. It happened in New York. Prosecutors say she poisoned him with salt. Her lawyers told officials she suffers from a mental illness and had a, quote, bizarre need for attention. Spears was spared the maximum sentence of 25 years up to life. Back here in Nashville now, thousands of people are coming to town, and it's happening today. They're here for the National Rifle Association's annual convention. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley joins us live from outside of that Music City Center, and it is going to be a huge event, the biggest one they've had there.
Yeah, Steve, it will be. 70,000 people are expected to come into town this weekend. If you can imagine just how big that's going to look. You can see behind me over here the RVs. A lot of setup already has happened throughout the week today. We already had some road closures that Dave talked about just a little bit ago, but it's going to be a crazy weekend down here in Nashville. Registration is today at 2 o'clock, and then tomorrow is the full day of events. As I said, though, preparations have been underway all week long. In addition to the exhibit hall filled with different guns, the most talked about aspect at the convention will be the leadership forum. It's always a hot topic wherever the convention goes every year. That starts on Friday at 1 o'clock. It features some big names, including Florida Governor and potential presidential candidate Jeb Bush, former presidential candidate Rick Santorum, and of course businessman Donald Trump, just to name a few. If you want tickets, though, sorry about it, that's already sold out. You're looking at Skycam right now, the good bird's eye view to give you a good glimpse of just how much activity is already happening down here at the Music City Center. As I said, the biggest thing you need to be aware about are those road closures. 5th Avenue behind me right here at Korean Vets, between Korean Vets and Demumbrium, is already closed down, and Broadway between 4th and 5th Avenues will be shut down here in the next couple of hours to prepare for a big concert that's going to happen Friday night as well. So obviously those road closures together with all of those people downtown, be very careful this weekend, but it is expected to be a big event. Lots of security here. We'll have much more coming up at 7:30, including some confusing gun laws that are going to be happening this weekend. We'll explain those coming up, but for now, we're live here in downtown Nashville this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you. It's caused controversy for weeks. A swingers club wanting to move from the Gulch up into the Madison neighborhood. Problem is, it would be near a church and school there in Madison. Well, now they say they've ditched the club and they're opening a church instead. Is it a change of heart, or is it a loophole in the law? Metro Council, of course, put a stop to the club's plan to open in the Madison area earlier this year, but the group said it wasn't going away, and now it's apparently opening a church of its own. The group says its way of worship is just as valid as other religions, so they're opening the United Fellowship Church in the same building. Now, the plans for this center, as they call it, look identical to the plans for the Swingers Club.
I can't speak for them, but it does sound very suspicious.
What can you do now?
Well, we have to be patient and follow the process. And the expectation from the community is that this be a legitimate church.
Tuesday night, Council Member Karen Bennett introduced an ordinance specifying that sex clubs would only be able to operate in industrial areas that were not located near churches, schools, or parks. It still faces 2 more votes. Another big issue facing the city, it looks like longevity pay might be here to stay, at least for some state employees. Governor Bill Haslam wanted to eliminate it, saying employers should be paid on merit, not how long they've been on the job. But a new bill restores longevity pay for current employees. It eliminates it for future hires, though. It also increases base salaries for most state employees. The Employees Association says the new proposal is better, but they still will probably fight to defeat the overall package. It looks like the push for medical marijuana in Tennessee is over, at least for now. Senate Health and Welfare Committee members decided to delay that bill until next year. They want more time to study it, so a summer study session has been requested, which means it sits on a shelf, according to most experts. Meantime, a bill that would legalize cannabis oil continues to make its way through the legislature.